Hello everyone, my name is Imoru, and I believe that you can do much more. I found a story that I'm going to be sharing with you today, a story so profound that it changed my life, and I believe it's going to change yours. It was a story of a king who went to bed and had a dream. The king had this dream, and it was a disturbing dream, and the king was looking for who was going to interpret that dream for him. And the king sent for someone, and the person came, a wise man they brought out of the prison. Now the wise man was well recommended. When he came, he told the king, he said, see, this is the interpretation of your dream, and here is the conclusion of what you must do to ensure that you make a benefit of the entire season that's going to happen to you. Now the story ended this way. The wise young man says something to the king, which I want to read to you in the book of Genesis chapter 41 verse 34. I'm going to read verse 34 to you very quickly. It said, let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. That is the advice the wise young man gave to the king. And you know the story already. It was king of Egypt, Pharaoh, and the wise man was Joseph. That's a biblical story. But if you look at the message that this young man gave to the king in this very place. Now the message was, hey, take out the fifth part. And the fifth part is a way of saying the 50th, the 1/5, and 1/5 means 20%. I want to be talking to you today on what I call the wisdom of the fifth part, or the wisdom of the 20%. The wise young man said, you are going to have 7 years of plenty, and you're going to have 7 years of famine. For every human, we have this season in our life. We have season of plenty, and we have season of famine. What you do with the season of plenty determines what is going to happen to you in the season of famine. It was Paul Getty that said, if you did not have the power to save, the seed of greatness is not in you. He said, if you cannot save money, the seed of greatness is not in you. I ask you today, do you have the seed of greatness in you? Now, this is what the wise young man advised the king to do. And the king followed the advice, and the king became the first feudal lord that the world ever saw. Now, the principle of the wealthiest nation was built upon this single statement alone. What is the statement? A, take care of the fifth part. In other words, take and save 20%. Can you save 20%? Now, you might say to me, oh, what I have is not even enough. What everybody has is not enough. When we look at our lifestyle, when we look at what we want to do and the places we want to go, what we have is not enough. But we need that wisdom, the wisdom of the fifth part, the wisdom of the 20%, for us to save 20% of what we get. If you are working right now and you are earning an income, you are in your years or your season of plenty, your season of surplus, your season of abundance, because every 28 days or every 30 days, a check is handed over to you, and that check has a lump sum in it. What do you do with it? You eat it all, or you take out 20%. If you take out 20%, it means you are going to have an harvest where the next season of lack, the next season of want, the next season of desire comes. Because the only way you can accumulate wealth is when you have the seed of greatness in you. And the seed of greatness is simply you having the ability to put up a certain percentage up there that you can go back to later and need to learn how to pay attention to your 20%. Now, that is what I'm saying to you today. It is a wisdom from the wise Joseph from the Bible. Learn to pay attention to your 20%, because if you pay attention to your 20%, you will be able to build wealth. Now, you need to find a way to take out 20% and put them where you can actually put them to work for you. Because you will keep saying you don't have money for the next 20 years if you don't learn how to apply the wisdom of the 20%. The wisdom of the 20%, this is how I put it. I said it starts from intention to attention, then to perception. Because you need to intend it. If you don't intend it, you are not going to do it. You need to intend it. Now, when you intend it, you need to pay attention to what you get. Because when you pay attention to what you get, that's when you'll be able to take out the 20%. Many people don't even know what they get at the end of the day. Then it needs to become a perception, the way you think. Because it is this way that you are going to build wealth. Starting from you intending it, intention, attention, and perception. Because when you intend it, you will pay attention. And when you pay attention, it becomes a way of thinking, your perception. Then you will be able to build wealth. Let's learn from this wise young man, the man that they called Joseph, from the Bible. What he said is that pay attention to the 20%. That means take 20% out and spend 80%. If you have $1,000 at the end of 30 days, for example, $200, put it somewhere that you can invest them later, or you can employ them on something that will bring you more money later. Someone said, a person that I respect very well in this generation said, if you don't have the ability to actually double your money, I'm talking about Grant Cardone. He said, then forget about you generating wealth, because you can't generate wealth. And it was Paul Getty that said, if you don't have the saving mentality in you, the seed of greatness is not in you. So I want you to look at these two statements and juxtapose them with what Joseph advised Pharaoh to do. And you realize this is the way, this is the pathway of building wealth. And I'm bringing this to you today because I want you to start today. You know, we have argument about tithe right now, the 10% that you give to God. People are arguing all over the place. I think God wanted us to see the principle. I know you might be angry with me if you're a pastor about this, but I think what God wants us to see with tithing is that we see a principle. What is the principle? A principle of taking out a certain percentage that will later empower us. Now, if you are a church member, or you go to church, or you believe the Bible, I'm not saying don't pay your 10%. What I'm saying is that if you can pay your 10%, it means you can take another 10% and save it, so that you can employ it later, invest it later to build wealth for you. So if you have been able to form a mindset of paying tithe of 10%, it will be easier now to pay 20%. Take 10% to God, and the other 10% you pay yourself. You know, everything we learn from the richest man in Babylon is that we need to form the habit, form the mindset, the perception of paying ourselves. Now I ask you, this wisdom is here from the Bible that Joseph said to the king, that's Pharaoh, are you paying yourself? He said to Pharaoh, he said there's going to be surplus. What do you do with surplus? You pay yourself 20%. Now, I'm saying to you, you are already paying tithe, 10%. Beautiful. You pay God, then pay yourself. That's 20%. 10% for God, 10% for yourself. And if you don't go to church and you don't want to pay tithe to no one, 20% to yourself. Now, start this now. Apply this wisdom. Let's hear from you. Again, it is the wisdom of the fifth part. You need to take out the fifth part. Don't eat the fifth part. The fifth part is the forbidden fruit. Don't eat it. It belongs to God, 10% if you are a Christian and you want to pay to God, and 10% for you. If you don't want to pay to God at all, 20% for you. Keep it. Invest it on yourself so that you can grow well. Thank you so much for watching. This is Reeves Research Institute of Biblical Business Study. This will be coming your way every week. Get ready for it, and it's going to change your life. I remain Austin Imoru, and I believe that you can do much more.